We got a pretty decent selection here, and that's thanks to the guys at Tucson Guns. Tucson Guns is a full-service gun shop, Class 3 dealer here in Tucson, Arizona. They've been in business for 7 years now. Ever since the beginning, they've been supporters of our websites and now our videos. What they've done is given us the opportunity with 10 different 380 pistols, compare, review, evaluate them, and yes, even get a little range time. So we do appreciate the opportunity. Hopefully we'll do it justice here. So this is 200 rounds of the Winchester 380 that we'll be loading into the magazines with the 10 380 Shootout here. So what, we got Kel-Tec first?
Yes.
Have shot it before? Yeah, we just loaded it.
What are your first impressions of it?
I hated the Kel-Tec when I first saw it, and now I have no problem. I carry one almost every day. It's not as good as some of the others in my opinion, so there's some bias on it, but it's not so bad that I ever sold one. Grip, I think it's a little aggressive. I don't mind it though, I'm so used to shooting it. I can get a good second hand on it, no problem.
On a 10-point scale?
Oh, right, that's right. 6. My first impressions are a 6.
How about the sights?
2, 1.
Trigger 1.
Trigger. I'm going to give it a 3 only because I can't reset it.
Overall?
Overall, I'm going to give it a... I'm going to give it a 5.
Would you buy one?
Yes.
Alright, next up's the Burger LCP.
Okay, I think it's a ripoff of the Kel-Tec, but I won't hold it against it. It's made in Prescott, so it's made just down the street. I wish they would have gone a little further, so my overall, yes, overall, what did I give Kel-Tec, 5?
Give it a 6 for first impression.
I'm going to give it a 7, and I would have given it more if they would have done more improvements.
How do you like the grip over the Kel-Tec?
I like it a lot because of the thumb. Because the thumb doesn't give you any reason to go down and hit the mag release. And the thumb's on both sides, so when I have to shoot it offhand, I'm not handicapped. It's giving me a good place to reference my thumb. And for me, that's all the money.
How about the sights? What do you think?
Hate them. 2 or 1, whatever I gave the Kel-Tec, they're horrible.
Okay, sights at 2. The grip you like better. How about your trigger?
Trigger on this, I don't see any difference with the Kel-Tec. That should have stayed open, or it doesn't stay open. Trigger, I don't see any difference, so I'm going to give it whatever number I gave the Kel-Tec.
RP 380.
Okay, I really like the Kahr. I'm way more concerned now that I've seen the rails inside. So I'm going to ignore that. I love the Kahr's grip. I'm going to give that a 8. I can really hold on to it well. I think the stippling, whatever, texture is great. I love the ergonomics. I love the controls.
How about the sights?
Sights, I love them. I'm going to give them an 8. For such a treat to have a small pistol like this with nice then we've got the trigger. As good as I can give one. I'm going to give it an 8. I don't know of any that are perfect, so I'll stick with 8. I am noticing that the way I shoot, my thumb is hitting the slide here, but again, it's probably my 20, I've shot maybe 20 rounds through a Kahr before. I think it's a nice gun, so we had...
What's your overall impression?
Overall, I'm going to give it a 9. I think it's pretty darn good.
Did you buy one?
I'm going to have to put a big question mark there, only because of those rails. I'm going to have to do a lot more research on those rails. I would have said yes up until I found out about those rails.
Okay, next up's the Diamondback.
I like the Diamondback. I think it's awesome. I think it looks a lot like a Glock. I gave it a overall my first impression was 8, because I think it's awesome. I like the idea that it's a little Glock. I like the history that it comes from Kel-Tec, and the guys are out doing new things and making new guns. I like everything about that. I wish it had a hold open, but it doesn't. So the grip, I like it. It's the hand good. It's a little boxy, a little square, but I can deal with that. Sights, yeah, they're okay. I wish they were night sights, but I guess they probably don't make night sights this small. The fact that you can drift them off and move them and replace them sounds good to me. I'm hoping if this catches on, we'll have night sights for it, and then I'll like them even more. So now I'm going to give the sights give it a 6, maybe a 7, just because they are decent and they're strong. They're not perfect. I can't rack them on a belt. I think I mentioned that in the other video. Then trigger. And that's a treat because I haven't shot a Diamondback in a while. Trigger, 8. Seems good to me. I'm not a snob. I don't get real tricky on my trigger, so I'm not finicky. It works. I like it. For me, I got a big fat hand, and no problems. That beaver tail worked great. So my overall is, what did I give the Kahr? A 9?
Which one?
The Kahr.
Kahr got an 8. 9 overall.
I'm going to give this one a 9 overall also. This one is my favorite, unless it does something to screw me over, because I really like it so far.
So, did you like the grip better than the Kahr?
No, but it's really close, so.
So, same rating?
Yeah.
All right.
Would I buy it? Yes. Yes.
Next up's the Taurus.
This one I'm interested in shooting. I'm not a Taurus fan. This one's made in the U.S., though. Yeah, it's kind of scary. There's not only sharp edges, but really blade-looking sharp edges back here. Not interested in that. First impressions, I hate the look of it. I hate the holster it comes with. The trigger guard's kind of weird looking. So my overall is probably going to be a 5 or a 4, and I'm being generous there because it's the Made in the USA is giving it a couple of points there.
What about the sights?
Sights, I hate them. They're just one notch better than the Kel-Tecs, which, remember, Kel-Tecs have been forever, so I'm not ragging on a Kel-Tec. They were the ones who started all this, in my opinion. And so, 4, 3. What did I give the Kahrs? Nothing. Or I gave the P3AT a 3, I think.
You gave it a 2.
So I'm going to give this a 3, 1 better.
Okay, how about the trigger?
Let's try that out. I'm going to try accuracy on this one. Holy crap, I just put 2 in the same hole. So I'm going to say whatever I gave the Diamondback and the Kahr, I'm not going to get dings for trigger, so I think I'm going to give it a 7 or something.
Okay.
I just put the last 2 rounds through basically the same hole, so I got to give it credit. It can shoot. It did feel a little crazy back here. Luckily, the bore axis is nice and high, so it's not cutting me. But now I'm going to give it an overall of, I'm going to give it a 6 or 7. I'll give it a 7. As much as I don't want to like it, and I'm really not going to like it, I wouldn't buy it, but I'm going to give it a 7. I think if you do like it, then it seems like a pretty decent pistol. This is one that I like the company, but I just don't like this model. It's heavy. I personally don't want a heavy pocket pistol, and to me this is definitely a pocket pistol. I think it does give you this, having an aluminum floor plate on the magazine really makes it solid, so I'm going to give it an overall first impression of a 5. And then I had it. So then my grip, I'm going to give it a little bit better than some others, so I'm going to give it a 6 because it is fairly comfortable, although it's not something I prefer. The sights, 0. I don't know what they're thinking when they made these sights. Trigger, let's give it a shot. My first time shooting one of these, I guess we didn't mention that, but no, I haven't shot my Provo before, or the Garden before. I hadn't shot the Taurus before, and I had shot the Diamondback before. Actually, I'm kind of curious if these things are just like surgical. I'm shooting at the middle, or the 3rd one over at the bottom. Wow, is that actually going to go off?
Whose is this?
Alright, well, you know what? You want to zoom in on that X out there and see it?
We'll use it for.
Alright, I got it.
Alright, that's where I'm going to use that bullet hole as my point of aim with the Guardian 380.
Two in the same hole.
Wait for a ceasefire.
I'm going to give this thing a little bit better than I would have thought. For the range, great. Still a 0, but they are pretty accurate sights. There's no way in real life you're ever going to get a chance to use that crazy tiny sight picture. So trigger is horrible and mashy, so it's going to get one of my lowest. I'm going to give it a 4, and then overall this thing 4. And would I buy it? No, because it's heavy and it's really hurt my hand actually. Just because it's tedious to hold on to it, and it really was abusive on the web of my hand. So next up is the Eagle, the Micro Eagle. I've been waiting to shoot this one. One of my favorites. I think it looks awesome, and I haven't shot one yet, so I'm eager to. My first impressions of this one was an 8, because I think it looks cool, and I like the company, and I want it to be an awesome shooter. So my first impressions, like say, were an 8, and now I'm gonna check out the grip. For me, it seems comfortable. I'm gonna give that a 6, even though it's so small. It's wide enough that I like it. Sights, I'm gonna give them a 5. They're not bad. They're not good. And let's try that trigger out. I'm gonna shoot at the second one, the same column, but up 1, so the second from the bottom. And I'm just pointing dead center on X right now. Are you good?
Yep.
Hey, Tammy asked to ask you. She asked me.
No, I shot pretty fast there, but I might be getting myself one of these. It doesn't hold open, which I don't like, but I kind of like everything else about it. So, what do I got? Trigger. It's not the best trigger. I'm going to give it a 6. I'm going to give it a 7, but it's not perfect. Overall, I'm going to give it a 9, because it's so cool. And what did I? Heck yeah, probably consider it. Next up is the Walther PPK 380. Have I shot it? No. Overall first impressions, I gave it a 5 because I don't like the looks of it. I understand some people probably really do. I don't. I wouldn't have gone near this one except for the 380 review. Grip, okay, I'm going to give it an 8 because it's huge and it's super comfortable and anybody could feel this and know that it's a gun. Sights. Well, come on, it's got giant real gun sights, so they're probably a 7 or an 8. But that's not because the others are worse, it's just because these are cheating. Trigger, let's see. It's pretty accurate. I'm guessing I'm shooting about the same as an Apple right now. Trigger is fine, but again, it's cheating. It's a big giant gun. I guess I'll give it a 7. And overall, going down to a 5 because I just don't like it. Nothing wrong with it, except that it doesn't have the hold open. It doesn't have a release. I hate the mag release, and there's no decocker, and I don't like double action, single action. So for all those reasons, I wouldn't go near this gun. But I know somebody who would like this gun. You couldn't go wrong. It's a nice made, it's a well-made gun. It's definitely accurate and fun to shoot. PKS. Put on my tuxedo and try this one out. Have shot these before. My overall first impression is neat. Come on, it's awesome looking. This stainless is a cool one. It's got history, German made. I mean, come on, it's a good gun. Grip. It's a little clunky. I guess I never thought about it, but these could be radius to make it a lot nicer. But it is a big gun, a lot of weight to it, so I'm sure the recoil's gonna be fine. Sights. They're kind of like the guardian of big guns. They're horrible. They're little tiny, high little sights. I don't like the sights. I'm gonna give them a 4. And let's see what the trigger's like. Not bad. Of course, kind of cheating because it's a big gun. 7, 8 on the trigger, I guess. And overall, maybe 7. It's not a gun for me, but if you like this kind of gun, you're gonna like it. Would I buy? No. And last up, we got that Bersa. What is it? Thunder 380 Plus, so it's the super wide one. My overall first impression, have I shot it before? I've shot them at the range before. First impression, 4. I just don't like the guns. I hate safeties on or locks on guns. It is too wide, and it doesn't have accessories like I want. So grip, I like the grip. It's huge. It's rubber. What's not to like? It's just not a carry-on. Great for the range though. So I'm gonna give the grip, I don't know, a 6 or I'm gonna give it a 7. I got big hands. It fills my hands. It's not bad. So 7 grip. Sights, big sights, I'm going to give it a 6. They're not the best big sights. They are drift adjustable, replaceable, but the check ring on top really makes it nice. I think this would be a nice range gun so far. Trigger, let's give it a shot. Just playing around. I guess it's a long trigger, but again, for somebody with smaller hands trying to get around this, it's probably just fine. Trigger, I'm going to give it a 7 or an 8. It's a good shooter. Overall, 6, I guess. But I just don't like locks on guns. Would I buy it? Heck no, but it's not a gun I'm in the market for.
The guys and gals of GunWebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thanks for watching GunWebsites.com.